Hey Gavin, it was sure nice to meet you tonight, man. Thanks for all the good questions and all the good listening there, and I'm glad you got to see the plays. Glad you guys got to play today. So that's the big difference. That's the main thing I want you to remember here on the left. The new blue versus the old gold. The way those arms are extended better through impact. Much, much better there. You see the hands are releasing less, which is good for you. That's the drill on our left there. You see how much better that looks. Right through there, buddy. Very nice. And let me give you this overview. Compared to the tour players, swing on the right is the first one tonight. Remember, those tour players, their head and upper body goes to their right a little bit. Hands will stop above and to the right of their head, and their backs leaned away from the target. So we saw a lot of those same things for you. The only difference there really is that those hands didn't get above the line. Well, the other main difference is that your hips actually went to your left a little bit. So that's a little different. And then they get back into the circle on the downswing. Still, most of their body's behind the ball. You're a little more in front of it, right? You have about half your body in front of it. And then here's the main difference that we saw tonight. Those arms are not as extended as what we'd see for those tour players. And there's that backward L I mentioned that you also have starting out tonight. And then when you finish, your head's on top of your left foot. Nothing but your right foot and right calf off a nice straight line of your body. So that's a lot like the tour players. And again, any tour player you look at, you're going to see those same kind of things going on. That was Ernie Els. Here's Curtis Strange. Here's Lieselot Neumann. Here's Nick Faldo. And then when we looked at your driver's swing, looked the same. Really no difference between your iron swing and that driver's swing there, Gavin. A lot of good things going on there, man. A lot of good things. Then we looked at it from down the line. The main thing, remember I said there that all the tour players do in the same manner is that about halfway into their downswing or two-thirds in their downswing, the club head gets back on that line, follows it into the ball, then it goes above it after impact through the top of their left shoulder, parallel to that plane line there, follow through. But what we saw for you, Gavin, there is on that downswing, that club head's definitely more above the line than what we'd see for all the tour players. And remember, again, this thing I'm showing you about the downswing plane is common to all the tour players. Above it, through the top of their left shoulder. Down the line, above it, through the top of their left shoulder. On the line, above it, through the top of their left shoulder. And then now the good news is, remember I said you're kind of unique in the sense that you're above the line on the downswing, but then the club shaft gets above the line through the top of your left shoulder like the tour players at that point. So that's fantastic. And we saw the same thing with your driver from down the line as well. And remember how I said one of the differences is the way that shaft is more vertical in your follow through there, but it is through the top of your left shoulder. So that's nice. So the main thing I said, the main cancer there that I wanted to just start working on with you tonight was to get those arms extended better through impact. The best way to do that is do a lot of that drill, hold that finish, and check to see if those arms are indeed extended better. And we saw that get better right away there, man. Very nice looking on the new blue on the left there compared to what we saw on the old gold on the right. Beautiful there, Gavin. So that's the very first swing with the drill. And you hit a lot of balls that way. Again, I just let you hit them. Analyzing batches, not living and dying with every shot. And we saw that whole batch get pretty good. And then I wanted to see if it changed anything from down the line here. Yeah, still above the line, still through the top of your left shoulder there. So that really didn't change too much from down the line, but it sure, and this is that full swing that you took at the end. And so again, that looks better than what we saw starting out at that point. Very good work there, Gavin. And you see it's not as good on the new blue there as the drill, but it is better than what you started with on the old gold on the right. And then a nice little thing to realize here is that not all the tour players have the same kind of wristiness through the ball. So remember I gave you this example here where Nick Price is going to tend to be more firmer wristed, not as much rehinge and hinge in his swing. Is what we'd see over there with Ernie Els. But both of them obviously are fantastic players. And then it was kind of fun to show you this in terms of the timing of things, right? They both start at 0 here. You know, they're 23/100ths of a second into their swing with a short iron, both of them. At that point in the swing, in the same elapsed time, Price is already at impact. Els is just starting his downswing. And when Els gets to impact, Price is about done with his follow through. So you see it took him about 3/10 of a second less to hit the ball for Nick Price than it did for Ernie Els. So those are some of the fun things, man, but the most important thing I'm saying for you is to really get good with those extended arms through impact there, Gavin, as quickly as possible. That will help that ball striking quite a bit to make it look like this through impact instead of those curved arms that we were seeing starting out tonight. Good work, Gavin. A bunch of great questions, man. Really enjoyed visiting with you and James very, very much. And we'll talk to you soon. Look forward to hearing how you feel with that drill the next few days and the full swings as well. Take care.